barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. August 26th, Inglewood, California. Free backpacks, free haircuts, back to school day. If you want to donate, FHAW17@gmail. Go to PayPal and feel free to donate. I genuinely appreciate everyone who's donated thus far. You guys are amazing. But I want to talk about something I saw in the comment section that it kind of struck a chord in me in terms of father-son's relationship. And I'm going to use Kenny Porter and Shawn Porter and the title just to get you guys the attention, but it's not about that. It's about us as a culture. Okay, so when you guys are in the comment section having your thoughts, it's not about them, it's about us. Okay, I saw probably over 20 or 30, 40, 50, 60 comments between the last 48 hours about Kenny Porter living off of Shawn Porter, and different variations of that comment, right? And before I delve into that, I want everyone to mentally think about the bills that they pay. Everyone think about the bills that they mentally pay, and let's think about the leakage that's coming from our check, right? Don't forget about Social Security. You got to take out your taxes, your gas, your electric, your mortgage or your rent, your car payment, your life insurance, your car insurance, your home insurance, your renter's insurance, your gas you got to pay. You see all these bills? This is leakage, right? That's not staying in your family. That's going basically to someone else's family, maybe the government, maybe some private entity, some private sector. And what I got to say about this is, when I'm 65 and 70 years old, I'm in my car. You guys see that? I'm literally throwing the keys to my son and my daughter, and I'm gonna be working for them. Really? You guys want to be real sincere with me? On paper, I work for my son and my daughter right now. Literally. If you follow me on Instagram, you know my son and my daughter have their own LLC. I literally work for them. You know, I take a salary, right? And I get paid through them. You get what I'm saying? I'm a firm believer in no leakage. No leakage. I'm grooming my son and my daughter to think to be multimillionaires, to overvalue money, to learn how to deposit something in and get something in return. Like, I take great pride in that, and I think it's rather essential that we collaborate and have that mindset. You understand what I'm saying? I think it's really important. Hold on one second. You want to take your car? And I'll drive mine. Alright, cool. I know I was doing a video, but come on. So, I think it's rather essential that we fully understand that in order for your last name to excel. Say what's up, Dre. And hence we're talking about family, right? That's Dre. And I think it's rather essential that we fully understand it is your responsibility as a father to create a legacy. Now, we are all first generations post was not Civil War, but post 1968, right? We'll just call it that. I forget. Civil Rights Movement, right? We're post Civil Rights Movement. We are, if 1970, nice round number, we're 48 years away from the Civil Rights Movement being a quote-unquote success. They still got to vote every 25 or 35 years to give black people the right to vote. I just want you to know they still have to do that, right? It's not in the Constitution, right? And I think it's rather essential that we fully understand that we have to carve out and create a talent, turn it into a skill, and monetize it to perpetuity for the betterment of our last name. I'm going to say it again. We got to carve out a talent, turn it into a skill, and monetize it for our last name to perpetuity. That means forever and ever and ever, right? And I just genuinely think like that's one of the keys to success. Lincoln takes piano, and the only way I can make this help this make sense is if I use me as the primary example. I come from nothing. I come from Harlem, USA / St. Andrews Avenue in the Grand Concourse / Florence and Hoover / Florence and Figueroa. You know where that Burger King is on Florence and Figueroa. I went there every day and got a, not every day, but got a Whopper with cheese, etc., etc., etc. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I come from nothing. And it's just so hard to create something out of nothing. And when you create it, you want to hold on to it as long as possible. Think of it like this. Let's say you had a boxing coach, right? And he trained Roy Jones to be the greatest fighter in the world, which he was at the time, right? Roy Jones said, you know what? It's over. I'm leaving you. I'm going on to another trainer. You get cut off right then and there. We hear so many stories.
Get in the house.
We hear so many stories. We hear so many stories about that today, right? About people leaving people and not paying homage to how they started. But now let's flip-flop that. You got a father and a son combo who go through hell together. You don't get paid in the amateurs. You may win some Golden Gloves term. You got to pay for travel. Hopefully you have an investor that's helping you out. You may have you may have a sponsor or something that's helping you get to the Golden Gloves tournament, these international tournaments. You may have that. You understand what I'm saying? But I got to change cars, man. I got to come back and do this video. Grandma's coming with the kids. But let me open up these car doors. Kennedy crying, I'm doing a video, but go ahead. So I don't want to stop the video, but as I say, we have to figure out a way to keep, as Nipsey Hussle say, all money in. Keep all money in, all money in, all money in. And when we learn how to do that, we'll understand the significance of a father's son creating a skill set and monetizing it. Listen, I'm gonna tell you guys from the depths of my soul, I've told you guys before, and I genuinely mean it. I have turned down multi-million-dollar deals because a white man wanted to manipulate and use my talents, right? He deemed me fit to help him make money, right? Oh, I was talking about, okay, let me finish this thought. So, love y'all. So I think it's just essential that we do the same. All money in. Nipsey Hussle said on this album all the time, all money in. All right? Thank you. All right, love you. Love you. Go say bye to your cousins.
Bye. Bye.
And I was talking about Lincoln, right? Lincoln admires Bruno Mars, right? He kind of looks like him too. You know, he's mixed with Asian and black. And if we develop Lincoln into a quote-unquote Ray Charles, Jamie Foxx type of talent, you know what we gonna do? I'm gonna learn how to be a manager. I'm gonna learn how to, whatever I gotta do, so we can keep all the money in. Now, I admit there's a learning curve that I must go through. There is a certain level of decorum that I must have. I must learn how to separate being a father versus being a manager. But I tell you what I'm gonna try first. I'm gonna try and be the manager first. And some of you guys may say that's overbearing, that's unrealistic. I'm not LeVar Ball, all right? I'm definitely not LeVar Ball. Like, there is, my sons, with or without a new skill or a new talent, they're gonna be successful. I've made sure that Dre and I have made some sacrifices, some beyond. We've made some hella sacrifices to make sure that these kids, good night, love y'all, will be a-okay when opportunity presents itself. Some of us, one of us got to leave here early, all right? One of us, and God forbids if we leave here before it's time for either one of us to live out into our gray days, right? And I just hate that mindset. Like you guys, I genuinely hate that mindset when we're acting like crabs in a barrel. I admire Shane Mosley and his dad. I grew up to Shane Mosley and his dad, Roy Jones and his dad. I grew up to that. One of the most disturbing scenes I've ever seen in the history of boxing is Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Sr. on 24/7. That's one of, and that's one of the worst scenes. If you're 45, 50 years, that's one of the worst things you've ever seen as well. You understand what I'm saying? So, and use myself as an example. If I would have had a father, I would have been a hell of a boxer. I'm just telling people, I just didn't have the guidance. You know what I mean? I have the natural organic talent, but I was chasing a dream, wanted to be a professional basketball player. Come on, I'm 5'7". I ain't gonna be no percentages. I'm not gonna be I know Muggsy Bogues was a first-round draft pick, but you know, let's play the percentages. You know, I thought I was gonna be the next Isaiah Thomas, but if I could have had someone redirect me around about 12, 13, well, let's do this to get in shape for basketball. Con little Fred, right? And I was like, okay, let's box a little bit. But I never really had a father figure. You know what I mean? I genuinely, and I don't use that as a crutch or an excuse. Your keys, right? I got to get my headphones. Here you go, Dre. My white headphones? Yeah, give me my keys.
Bye, Dre. I'll let you know about Sunday. Okay.
All right.
Okay, careful. Bye. Grandma got a big bump on her.
All right, love y'all. See you at the house. All right, Kiki.
Mommy, did you see her?
All right.
No, you can set her on.
I know the temperature in the car, right?
No, your seat.
Oh, okay.
Bye.
I'll see you at the house. So, anyways, man, at the end of the day, talk about building legacy, right? But I apologize. Some of you guys may be offended that I'm getting the kids ready. They're leaving grandma's house right now. Great grandma's 101 years old. Can you believe that? 101 years old. So, now I'm getting in my Tesla. You talk about building legacy. Listen, and that's another thing. If I hadn't made these sacrifices, I'm gonna keep it real G with y'all. Y'all just saw me get out of Dre's Tesla. I'm getting in my Tesla. And you guys may call it bragging. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what the fuck you call it. But if we hadn't made the decision to keep all money in, right? And some of you guys don't say, well, you don't own Tesla. I get that. You guys are real clever. But at the end of the day, I try and keep everything in. If you understood how frugal I was in life, you guys would fully understand. But Dre is going with the kids in a $105,000 car, and I'm getting in my $105,000 car. Why? Because I was disciplined, right? I don't let shit seep out. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm glad I'm able to talk to y'all this road and be, because we need to be our own example. And if I can help one or two of you guys fully understand the magnitude of what the hell I'm talking about. Listen, if Lincoln grows up to be this, okay, greatest example I can give you guys right now, Zion. That kid is everywhere right now. The kid for Duke, right? Duncan, doing everything. Duke got the top 3 players in the nation this year, right? Top 3 players in high school basketball. They playing on one team. Who's gonna get the bonus from Nike? Who's gonna get the bonus from Duke University? Who's wearing a watch that's worth more than all 3 of the families' probably income combined? Mike Krzyzewski. Right? I've said this so many times. If black parents fully understood the height and the value that they had of these kids going from high school to college, they would understand. LeVar Ball understands it, but he has terrible tact. His practicality, his implementation of an action, his implementation of his plan is not the right way to do it, right? But his ideas make sense, but his actions are terrible, right? And I just think it's that we fully understand. Zion Williamson, his salary is already slotted in the NBA. Already slotted. If Zion wanted to go overseas, why not go make $1 million overseas real quick instead of going to college and then be a top 5 pick in the NBA draft. He's already slotted. And I'm talking about all 3. But we have been watching Zion do dunk after dunk after dunk in high school. 275 pounds, 6'9", freak of nature. A 6'9" Charles Barkley coming right at you that can shoot and handle the ball as a 17-year-old. Freak of nature. Imagine a physically imposing Vince Carter / Dominique Wilkins. That's who Zion Williamson is at the high school level. Imagine if the parents fully understood how to monetize that kid. Imagine if the dad or the uncle understood how to be an NBA agent. They could have worked on that 4 years ago because they knew 4 years ago Zion was going to be amazing. All right? It's no secret. So at the end of the day, man, we gotta fully understand that I resent those comments because I work for my kids right now. And I told you, I literally work for my kids every day. And you guys are going to say, oh, it's different. It's the same goddamn thing. It's the same goddamn thing. I'm making sacrifice. Listen, I can afford to be anywhere in the world, anytime, any place. All right? I'm making genuine sacrifices for the betterment of my kids. All right? I take a salary every fucking year. I take a salary. And I'm genius about it, and I know the tax laws to get it. You know, I'll teach you guys about that at a later time. I take a salary from my kids every year. Now I have 2 kids now, but now I take a salary from them every year. Right? You guys gonna learn. You guys gonna get it. Until you fully understand, it's not how much money you make, it's how much money you save, and it's how much you can listen, you want to have nepotism. You want to be the creator in your family of nepotism. That's a goal. That should be a goal of yours. I want to hire my kids. I want to hire my grandkids. Nepotism. That shit is real. You don't believe me? Look at George Bush Jr. and George Bush Sr. They make sure that their kids are successful. Check out the Clintons, the Rockefellers, the Carnegies. You guys don't get it. All right? Look how no matter what these families do in the South, they still own their land. All right? They're eating off each other, man. Families just eating off their generations, off the generations after generations, all right? So I really, really want to bring this shit home to you guys, all right? I work for my kids every day. Every single day I work for my kids. All right? And that's the truth. That's the bottom line. Hopefully this guys hit home. I want you guys to fully understand what I'm saying in this message, but you guys aren't going to get it. You guys are not going to get it. You guys are going to rebuttal. But what I was saying was this. Fundamentally, it's the same thing. I don't care about how Kenny Porter does it. He created a talent, turned it into a skill, and was able to monetize it to perpetuity. I don't know how much money they make, but I believe they're both multimillionaires. I would bet that they're both multimillionaires, and I know them personally. They're pretty disciplined with their money. So, I'll tell you guys a real story. You guys don't think I'm fucking out of this world, right? I told Dre for her 50th birthday, I'm gonna buy her a private plane. Right? Just because this is ego shit, right? Ego shit. By the time I get there, I'll have so much equity, right? I'm gonna have to spend it on something, right? Like at least take one of my properties of equity and liquidate it and do something like selfish with it, right? I called Kenny. He said that's the dumbest thing you ever could have did, and I thought about it. I said, you so